It is 1:04 p.m. on November 28, 2023. We're here for the deposition of Mr. West.
All right, raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give in this matter be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Mr. West, have you been deposed before?
Been to what?
Have you been deposed previously?
What is that?
That's what we're doing.
Oh,
now.
yes, I have done it before.
Okay. And when have you been deposed before? What
When?
kind of case?
It was a similar to this one. I don't remember the year.
Okay, were you a defendant?
Yes.
Okay. You don't remember the year. Was it a federal case?
No.
Okay.
No, it's just a civil lawsuit.
Where were you employed during that deposition?
Brazoria County Sheriff's Office.
Okay. You, what was the situation in that case?
Like, you want to know the scenario, what happened with it?
Yeah, very big picture, or just,
Okay, it was a bar fight with a guy had a knife. When I got there, he was outside, and I tried to arrest him. We started fighting, and that's what happened.
okay. What ended up happening with that case?
It got dropped.
Okay. Was there a settlement?
Nope, not that I know of.
Okay. Okay, so kind of the same thing with deposition there as here is, I'm going to ask you questions. The court reporter is going to transcribe everything you say. So it's important that you give me affirmative responses rather than uh-huh or that you
Okay.
give an answer. And that we be careful not to talk over each other, since the court reporter can only transcribe one person at a time.
Right.
And if at any time you need a break, just ask, and I'll work with you as long as all the questions that I've asked have been answered.
Okay.
All right. So you mentioned Brazoria County.
Mm-hmm.
Is that yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
So, how many years have you held a law enforcement peace officer license?
I'm around about 24 years, maybe.
Okay. And so tell me, where did you start out as a peace officer?
I've worked for Live Oak County Sheriff's Office, San Patricio County, Nueces County, Brazoria County, Clute, and now I'm with Matagorda.
You're now with who?
Matagorda County.
How do you spell that?
Oh, Lord. MATOGADRA, I think.
Okay. So, what is your current position?
Patrol.
Okay, so now that other county you mentioned, they now have your
Yes.
license?
Yes.
Okay. Now, how long were you with Brazoria County?
20 years.
Okay, did you retire from there?
Not yet.
Okay. So, why did you leave Brazoria County?
There was a new administration came in, and I just wasn't happy with the way things were happening.
Okay, and then you went over to Clute?
Correct.
When did you go over to Clute?
I don't remember the exact date. It was probably about 7 months after I quit Brazoria County.
Okay, is it fair to say if I told you November 2021?
Sounds right, around there.
And then, so the incident while we're here today occurred on March 15, 2022.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So the time from November 2021 to March 2022 is only, what, 4 months? 5 months?
Yes.
Okay. When you went to Clute, you obviously, I think some of the records I had showed you were going through different training phases.
Yes, I had to go through, they call it FTO, Field Training Officer. Well, I had to do that before I got cut loose, so to speak.
Okay, okay, so everybody have to do that? FTO?
Everybody does.
Okay. So how long does that training take?
With that agency, I want to say I was in training maybe 2 months, I think.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Every agency's different.
So about the 5 months between November and March?
It was several months I was in training
Okay.
when
So-
I first got there.
So on the date of this incident, the March 15, 2022, were you still in a training status?
No, sir.
Okay. What was your position on March 15, 2022?
My title,
Yes.
police officer. I was just a regular police officer
Okay.
for the city.
Were you in like a supervisory position?
No,
Okay. Who was your supervisor?
Sergeant Garcia.
Okay. Did you receive any kind of evaluations in your time there?
When I was going through the training, as far as FTO, I believe they do weekly there,
Okay.
weekly evaluations.
When did you finish your training at Clute? Your
I
FTO?
don't remember the exact date. I want to say it was probably 2 months I was in training.
Okay.
I'm guessing. I don't remember. It's been a while now.
Okay. And so after you completed your training, were you getting any kind of evaluations?
No, I think after you're done with the training, there's no more. There's not evaluating you no more. If you pass the training during FTO, then you are considered okay to go to the street, basically.
Okay.
So during that time frame, you're being eval'd every week, and then that's how they assessed if you know what you're doing or not.
So on March 15, 2022, who was your supervisor?
Sergeant Garcia.
Okay, would Sergeant Garcia provide you any kind of evaluations then?
At the time of this incident,
Yes.
no,
Okay.
that I know of.
Okay, so basically, how would you know what you're supposed to do on a given day?
I don't understand what you're asking on
Would
that.
your supervisor tell you what to do, or who would you answer to? How would you know what you're supposed to be doing?
Attention form.
I don't know what you're getting at as far as what I'm supposed to do. I know how to be a police officer, so he's just my supervisor. I'm not sure if that's what you're asking me or not.
I'm just wondering, you show up to work, right? So on March 15, 2022, what was your shift?
It was a night shift.
Okay, what is that? What are the hours for that?
I want to say it was, I think they were doing 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Okay. So 12 hours?
Yes.
Okay. And how often, throughout the week, how often were you working that shift?
Like, was I on night shift for the week, or is that what you're asking?
Right, were you working 7 days a week, 4 days a week?
No. I want to say, I can't remember because it's been a while now. I think they have a long week and a short week, the way that works. So 1 week you'll work Monday, Tuesday, off Wednesday, Thursday, and you work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The next week you're off Monday, Tuesday, and only work Wednesday and Thursday.
Okay.
So it rotates. You have a long week and a short week. I think that's how Clute did it,
Okay.
if I remember correctly.
So how many hours in a week would you work on average?
40 hours,
Okay.
I guess, unless you were working overtime, get a late call or something like that.
Okay. So overtime, how often in your time at Clute, how often were you going over 40 hours in a week?
I don't recall that. I don't know.
Okay.
It just depends on case to case.
So in March of 2022, do you recall if you were working overtime?
No, that was my regular shift.
Okay.
Now, when I mean overtime, I mean staying late after your normal shift,
Right.
not coming in on a day off.
Okay. So there was no reason then on March 15, 2022 for you to have been on overtime?
No.
Okay. So you wrote you wrote a report in this case, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When did you write that report? How close to this incident?
It was right after.
So the same day?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I think this incident was overnight on March 15th through March 16th.
Correct.
Okay, so before you ended your shift, you wrote your report?
Yes.
Okay, when you write the report, what system do you use?
I don't remember what they had. I don't remember the name of the system that they use.
Okay.
It might have been Odyssey, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. Did your report, after you wrote your report, did it get reviewed by a supervisor?
Yes.
Who was that?
I'm assuming it was Sergeant Garcia.
Okay, but I guess you'll.
There's several supervisors, so I don't know. I'm guessing that's who did it.
Okay. Did you have any help writing your report?
No.
Okay, so it's based on your recollection of the events, and then you submit it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you hear it? Did anyone question you on your report?
No. Not that I remember.
Okay, so you know why we're here today, right?
Yes.
Okay, because of your interaction with Miss Spaulding.
Yes.
All right. Your report, you agree with me, your report doesn't mention anything about you kicking her knee
No.
or leg sweeping her.
No.
Was that what happened?
Objection form.
She was placed on the ground, yes. I had to trip her, so to speak, to get her to go down.
Okay, you had to trip her, so to speak. What does that mean?
That means she wasn't sitting down voluntarily, so I had to make her sit down.
Okay. So, but you didn't put that in your report.
No,
Why not?
because that's not how I worded it.
Okay. And Ms. Spaulding also complained to you right after or that night that it felt like you had broke her leg, right?
No, I don't believe she told me I broke her leg. She was complaining about her knee, I believe.
Okay, but that there was an injury.
Yes.
What are you trained to do when there's an injury following an interaction with the citizen?
Depending on the circumstances that's going on at the time, you get help for them. So you call EMS if you're not able to treat them yourself.
Okay. Are you were you required to do any kind of use of force report?
The actual incident report is considered the use of force report, from what I remember how they work.
Okay. So there's not a separate use of force report?
No, sir.
Okay. So Ms. Spaulding complained to you about her knee. That also is not in your report, was it?
No,
Why not?
I just didn't put it in there.
Did you think it wasn't important?
No, I didn't say that.
So why wasn't it in your report?
I just didn't put it in there because I didn't think it was necessary at the time.
Okay. And you're trained that your reports are supposed to be complete, right?
What do you,
They're
no,
sup- So what's the purpose of writing a report?
to show the events of what happened?
Right. That way you can rely on them at a later date,
Correct.
and that way courts can rely on them.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
So you'd agree with me though that your report concerning the incident on March 15, 2022 is incomplete.
No, I don't agree with that.
Okay. So if you had a chance to amend your report, would you change anything about it?
No, sir.
And then on April 1st, 2022, you had an interview with Internal Affairs, correct?
With Sergeant Dubois, which I believe he is their internal affairs officer as well as other supervisor over the jail and other things, I think.
How do you spell his last name?
I don't know how to spell it. It's difficult to spell.
I'm trying to do this for the
I know.
Okay, so now during that interview, you mentioned that you felt like you were a scapegoat.
I did say that, yes.
Do you believe that?
At this point in time now, no. Then, kind of.
Okay, why did you think you were a scapegoat then?
Just the way that he was coming at me on as far as everything that was going on.
You say he started.
Sergeant Dubois.
Okay. But now you don't think you're a scapegoat anymore.
No, sir.
Okay, what changed?
Well, after I quit, it was kind of pretty much done with that. So I don't know if I would have stayed on, how things would have went.
You've had a chance to review the videos in this case?
Yes.
Okay. And I know originally during your internal affairs interview, specifically the one on April 6, 2022, you made a statement that Spaulding, the reason why you took Spaulding to the ground was because she swung at you.
I don't remember if I said swung. She pulled her arm back like that.
Okay, you don't remember swung?
I might have said it, but I don't remember, is what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay. Did she swing at you?
No, she pulled her arm back like that.
So she pulled her, so you took her to the ground because she pulled her arm back?
Objection form.
Explain, help me understand.
Okay. I went to detain her. She pulls her arm back like that. And to me, when somebody pulls her arm back with a closed fist, that's an aggressive movement. I'm not going to stand there and let them hit me. So I took her, placed her against the window, and took her to the ground.
Okay, so you're talking about when you initially went to detain Spaulding, that's when she pulled her arm
Yes,
back?
sir.
And I'm sorry, I know.
No, you're fine.
We need to kind of slow down how our interaction, because towards the end we tend to talk over each other. So I'm trying to make it easier and clearer. So just give me a second between
Yes,
the
sir.
question. Thank you. So when you went to detain Spaulding, you came up from behind her,
Yes.
and you did not identify yourself.
She saw who I was. So, no, I didn't walk up and say, I'm Officer West with Clute PD. No, I did not say that.
Okay, you came up behind her, you grabbed what?
Her arm.
Her arm, and then you said she made an aggressive move by pulling it away?
Yes.
Okay. And your testimony is you think she saw you by this point?
When I approached them, she was looking at me. Okay? And then she walked away from me.
Okay, when you approached her from behind, she was looking
I
at
did
you?
not approach her from behind. When I first arrived there, she was looking right at me.
Okay, so you're talking about a separate thing. When you first arrived there, Spaulding saw you.
Yes, sir.
But when you first arrived there, you didn't detain Spaulding,
No, not right off the bat.
and she didn't pull away from you.
No.
Okay, and then at some point later, you made the decision to detain Spaulding.
Yes.
And when you made the decision to detain Spaulding, you came up behind her, right?
Correct.
And you grabbed her arm.
Yes.
During this interaction where you're coming up behind her and grabbing her arm, did she make eye contact with you?
Not in those couple of seconds.
Okay. So at the time she pulled her arm away, did she make any eye contact with you?
She turned around and looked at who was grabbing her and pulled her arm back.
Okay.
So spun around on me like that.
And then why were you detaining Spaulding at that point?
She was trying to stop officers from going in her apartment.
Okay. Did you have a warrant to go into her apartment?
No.
All right. And when you said she was trying to stop them, what do you mean?
Like preventing them from going inside.
With her words?
No, her body.
Her body?
Yes. And her words.
What were her words?
I don't remember exactly what she was saying.
Okay, but did you understand, did you think that you had consent to go into her apartment?
From her?
Yes.
No, she was not given consent.
Okay. In your time with Clute Police Department, had you been through the warrant process in obtaining a search warrant?
Not with them.
Okay. How about with Brazoria?
Brazoria County, yes.
Okay. Was it a frequent process for you at Brazoria County?
For about 5 years while I was there, we did a lot of search warrants.
Okay, so out of the 20 years at Brazoria County, 5 of them you were in a certain role where one of your functions was to go get a warrant?
Through those 5 years that I'm talking about, I was attached to a narcotic task force. And part of the job within that task force is they obtain search warrants for people who houses where there's possible narcotic activity going on. I would assist them on that.
Okay.
I personally did not write a search warrant. I would assist them.
Okay. Had you ever personally written a search warrant?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you know how long it would take well, let me back up. Is Clute in Brazoria County?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know how long it would take to get a search warrant in Brazoria County?
Roughly.
Yes, roughly.
Yes, roughly.
So how long would it take?
It depends on case-to-case basis on what's going on. Like I said before, when I was doing it, it was all narcotics. So they had time to go get evidence and all the stuff and do surveillance and pictures and everything that's needed.
Okay.
It's different from situation to situation.
Okay. So, had you ever, different situation to situation, was there a judge on call in Brazoria County that you're aware of?
Yes.
So if you needed to get a warrant, did you know how to do that?
I personally didn't do that. It was the narcotic investigators who did that.
Okay.
My job was canine during that.
Okay. So in your time with Clute, had you been involved in any execution of search warrants?
No, sir.
Did your training with Clute PD include search warrants?
I don't remember if it did or not. I'm sure at some point in time they talked about it, but when I got there, I'd already had a lot of years' experience, so I don't remember if they covered that or not with me.
Okay. What is your understanding of when you can make warrantless entry into a home?
It's either going to be hot pursuit or extension circumstances. I don't know if I said that right.
So did you think either of those applied on March 15, 2022?
Yes.
Which one?
I would say extenuating circumstances and hot pursuit.
Okay. So let's talk about hot pursuit. When you arrived at the scene, did you see a crime taking place?
I saw them detaining people, not necessarily seeing anything happening at the time I got there.
Okay, so when you showed up, you personally did not see any crime taking place?
No, sir.
Okay. And so extenuating circumstances, let's talk about that. What extenuating circumstances did you believe existed?
Objection form.
From what I can remember, there was somebody ran inside the apartment who was involved in a disturbance outside the department, at the apartment. When officers went to try to go into the apartment, they were denied. So they have no idea what's going on in there. If that person's assaulting somebody, if they belong in that apartment, if they just ran in a random apartment, there's numerous circumstances that could be going on.
Okay, so did you see anybody flee into the apartment?
I did not.
Okay. So what information did you have to think that someone had gone into the apartment?
I could hear the other officers yelling that somebody ran in there.
Okay. What information did you have to think that there was an emergency taking place inside the apartment?
What?
Did you think there was an emergency taking place inside the apartment?
Did I? I'd had no idea.
Okay. Were you concerned for your safety?
My safety? Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I don't know what's going on in that apartment.
Okay, so you also put you said you put Spaulding up against a window, right?
Correct.
Okay, that window was a neighboring apartment.
Yes.
Did you know what was going on inside that apartment?
No.
Okay. So what's the difference?
They're not involved in the disturbance.
How do you know that?
Because why would the guy not run in their apartment?
Okay. But to clarify, you didn't see anybody run into the apartment?
No.
Okay. There were a couple of people who were detained outside, right?
Yes.
Okay, and these individuals were detained in front of Spaulding's apartment?
Yes.
Okay. And officers were standing in front of the apartment?
Yes.
Okay, and so was anyone reporting to dispatch safety concerns?
I don't remember what they were saying at the time. Everybody was screaming and hollering once I got there.
Okay. Were you concerned for the safety of people standing in front of the apartment?
Sure.
But you didn't move anybody away,
I couldn't.
and you didn't vocally express safety concerns, did you?
What do you mean by vocally expressing? Did I holler out, "I'm scared"? Is that what you're asking me?
Right.
No, I did not yell, "I'm scared."
As a matter of fact, you stayed in front of the general vicinity in front of the apartment.
I stayed off to the side where Spaulding was.
And at some point, you went into the apartment.
I stepped in this apartment for a minute, yes.
And your report doesn't detail any exigent circumstances, does it?
Objection form.
No.
And your report also doesn't detail any hot pursuit into the apartment.
I don't believe it does, no.
It doesn't talk about the need for having to get a warrant.
No.
Objection form.
And actually, so you called it a disturbance. You said there was a disturbance. Was anyone arrested for a disturbance?
I want to say 2 people were arrested for PI, public intoxication.
Okay, but not for fighting?
I don't believe anybody was charged for that.
If you had seen people fighting, would you have arrested them for fighting?
I would have probably arrested them for disorderly conduct, fighting.
Okay. But you didn't see anybody fighting?
When I arrived, no.
Okay, so you didn't arrest anybody for fighting?
No.
And Spaulding, when you detained her, you didn't suspect her of committing a crime, did you?
I didn't know what she was doing
Okay, so you detained her for safety?
because she was trying to prevent the officers from going in the apartment
Okay.
for her safety and ours.
Okay, but you didn't suspect her of committing a crime?
I didn't know what she was doing.
Okay, you didn't charge her with a crime?
No.
So on April 6, 2022, during your second interview with Internal Affairs, you made a statement generally that, why would I do all that if she's cuffed? Do you recall making that statement?
Somewhat, yes.
Okay. And so your initial impression was that the reason you took Spaulding down was why?
You're asking me the reason why I took her to the ground?
Yes.
Because she wouldn't sit.
Okay, because she wouldn't sit.
Sit down, correct.
But that's not what you told Sergeant Dubois in April of 2022.
I don't remember the exact conversation in April 2022.
Okay. But do you recall telling him it was because Spaulding swung at you?
No, she did not swing at me. She pulled her arm back like she was going to.
But you're talking about two different things, right? You're saying she pulled her arm back when you initially went to detain her, right?
Yes,
And then in that process, you put her up against the window, and then you put her in handcuffs.
correct.
And then after that, while she was in handcuffs, you then did a leg sweep to get her down to the ground.
Because she wouldn't sit, correct.
Okay. But the reason you did the leg sweep, what you told Sergeant Dubois in April 2022, was because she went to swing at you.
Correct. Well, I had it wrong then.
Okay. But now your story is because she didn't sit.
Objection form.
That's the story that happened. When I was talking to him, I had it wrong, is what I'm telling you.
Okay, and when you wrote your report, So I just want to understand, when you wrote your report on March 16, 2022, you didn't mention anything about you tripping Spaulding because she didn't sit.
I don't know if that's correct or not. I don't remember if I put that in there or not.
I can show you if that'll help.
Okay, yes, sir.
I'm not going to mark it as exhibit, but I'm going to show you what's labeled as West 009 and West 010. Take a look. Did you read it?
I read.
Oh, he was looking up at me, so.
I'm sorry, if you read it, that's fine if you've already read it.
No, I was
You
just
must
trying
be
to
a
find.
speed reader.
No, I was trying to find the paragraph he's talking about.
Cool.
I think he's talking about where this one right here. Is that what you're talking about when where I put her to the ground?
Well, I want you to read the report, and because I asked you, you did not put in your report that you wrote on March 16, 2022, anything about taking Spaulding to the ground because she refused to sit.
To better control her.
Read the report. He's telling you to read the report. He's going to ask you a question about it, so read the report before you answer the question.
You want me to read it?
Have you read the report?
Yes.
Okay. And just for clarification, West 009, you see on the bottom there,
Mm-hmm.
and then West
Yes.
010 on the next page.
Yes.
Are these two documents the report that you wrote on March 16, 2022?
Yes.
Okay, how many drafts of the report did you make?
I don't remember that. I don't remember.
Okay, is it more than one?
I don't understand what you mean by making drafts.
So, did you just go in one sitting and just write the report and make no changes? Or did you?
I don't remember if they had me do corrections in spelling or anything. I don't recall any of that.
Okay. So, is there another report out there pertaining to this incident that you would have written that has different substance?
No.
Okay, so the substance detailed in West 009 and West 010 is what you authored on March 16, 2022.
Yes.
Okay. Did you go back in at any time after March 16, 2022 to add or remove sentences?
I don't believe I did. I don't remember if I had to go in and make minor corrections or not.
In minor, you mean grammatical?
Correct.
Okay. But not substance?
No.
Okay. So, did you put in your report the reason why you leg swept Spaulding?
Yes.
Where is that at in your report?
You want me to tell you which paragraph it's in?
Sure, just do it by paragraph. And for the record, you're looking at West 009.
8.
Okay, go and read that. Read the sentence or sentences where you're explaining why you put Spaulding on the ground.
Okay, it's gonna be 8. Oh, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It'll be 7 and 8.
Okay, go ahead and read the sentences that explain why you put Spaulding on the ground.
I grabbed Spaulding by the arm and told her not to go over there. When I did this, she pulled her arm back in an aggressive manner with her hand clenched in a fist. Due to her aggressive behavior, I attempted to detain her for her safety and mine. I did have to place her against a window at the apartment next door to 1313, and she was taken to the ground in order to better control her. While I was trying to detain her, she was up against the window. A second female came running up to me, attempting to prevent me from detaining Spaulding.
Okay, and so the two paragraphs you just read mention nothing about whether Spaulding was sitting or not.
She was not sitting at that time.
And there's nothing in here about you wanting her to sit.
No, except for what I just read.
In the statements you made a couple of days later, on April 6, 2022, to Sergeant Dubois, you don't mention anything about sitting either, do you?
Her sitting,
Correct.
I don't remember what I said to him exactly.
Okay, would it be helpful if I played some audio?
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to play the recording Bates labeled as West 81. And I'm going to go ahead and start it at the 2-minute and 30-second mark. Just 1 second.
With Miss Spaulding, did you ever, when you came up behind her, did you ever identify yourself?
I don't remember if I did or not.
Okay. And I'm not justifying anybody's actions. So I know in your report you indicate.
She looked right at me, but no, I probably didn't say, "Mom, Matthew Wells, peace off."
No, I know.
But I mean, I was in uniform, so.
Yeah, no, it's just a question I had. What was the reasoning behind her going to the ground after she was handcuffed?
After she was handcuffed?
Yeah.
What do you mean, me setting her down? Or she was already on the ground?
No, you took her down.
No, yeah, but she was on the ground, I handcuffed her, rolled her up, set her up.
Why did
Why did I take her to the ground?
Yes, why did you
Because
take
she
her?
turned around and tried to swing on me, and wanted to give me her hands.
She was already in handcuffs when she went to the ground.
No,
Yes.
no, she wasn't.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, no, and that's fine. Let me.
Because that's why we fell down. It's because we were roasting.
Okay, no, that's fine. Okay, so. We're gonna look at several different angles.
Okay.
So that's got, and this one here, Sergeant Garcia's. Okay. So you got. So you're putting handcuffs on her there.
She's already handcuffed.
Yeah, you just finished putting handcuffs on her. Right there. Okay. So now you're reaching for him. See? Going too far.
See, she's not cuffed right there.
She's not?
No.
Okay. Then
I mean, why would I do all that if she's cuffed?
well, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
All right, so I'm stopping the recording at the 4-minute 52-second mark. That recording, that was you and Sergeant Dubois on April 6, 2022. Does that sound familiar?
Yes.
Okay. And so on April 6, 2022, you didn't mention anything about you taking Spaulding to the ground for not sitting, correct?
Not in that conversation, no.
Were there other conversations that took place? Were you
Not with him, no.
okay? Who else did you talk to?
Everybody that was involved.
Okay, and at some point, you, I guess, during these other conversations, concluded that the reason you took her to the ground was because she wasn't sitting?
Different form.
No, I didn't conclude later on afterwards.
Okay, well, when did you, well, let me back up. You just heard in the audio, actually, you said it. You said, why would I do all that if she's cuffed?
Correct, I did say that.
So on April 6, 2022, you had no idea why you took Spaulding to the ground if she was cuffed.
Objection form.
You talking about on the date of the incident?
Right.
No, I know why I did that.
Why?
I've explained that already.
What I'm trying to figure out is when, from my perspective, your story is changing. And
From the interview to the report, is that what you're trying to say?
Well, the report doesn't mention why you took her to the ground at all, and it also does not mention her swinging at you, correct?
Not in that frame, not in those words, no.
And you don't say anything in the report about her attempting to swing at you.
I did not,
Objection form.
Did you say that in your report?
I did not say she tried to swing at me, no.
Okay. And then in your interview with Sergeant Dubois, that was the reason, you told him the reason why you took her to the ground was because she turned around to swing at you.
Objection form.
That's what I said, yes. It's not what I meant, though. I had it wrong.
Okay. So what is it that you meant?
What I said on the report,
Which is that
which is what I read to you a minute ago.
so you took her to the ground in order to better control her. That's what your report says, right?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So your testimony today then is what's in your report is that you took her to the ground to better control her.
Yes.
Okay. Was she resisting?
She was refusing to sit down.
So at the time she had her handcuffs on, was she resisting?
She was refusing to sit down. I don't know what you consider resisting.
Well, what do you define as resisting?
Resisting arrest, refusing an order.
Well,
If
you-
I'm telling her to sit down, she needs to sit down.
Okay.
Otherwise, she's resisting.
Okay, was she resisting arrest?
Objection form.
I've answered that question, what you're asking me.
Well, I'm trying to understand because at one point you said you were detaining her. Now you're representing she was resisting arrest?
She
Form.
was not under arrest. It's the way it's worded. She's resisting arrest or detention. So I was detaining her.
Okay, you'd agree with me there's two types of resistant, right? There's active and passive. Are you aware of that?
Yes, I'm aware of it.
Okay. Would you characterize Spaulding's resistance as active or passive?
She is passively resisting what I'm asking her to do.
Okay, and what were you asking her to do?
Again, I'm trying to get her to sit down.
Did you ask her to sit down?
Yes.
How many times?
I don't recall how many times I told her.
Okay, and then in the time that you asked her to sit down, and in the time that you leg swept her to the ground, how much time had passed?
I don't remember.
Okay. Did you give her an opportunity to comply with your request?
After she pulled her arm back, when I tried to detain her at first, I had to place her against the window. So we're not moving all over the place. Have to hold somebody against the wall is easier to deal with them than them standing in the open. That's not complying.
I understand
No,
that.
no,
So-
let him finish his answer, please.
So then I'm able to get her hands and handcuff her. Due to all that's going on and her friend coming and trying to prevent me, I decided the best opportunity is for her to sit down instead of having her running around handcuffed. Okay? So that's what I was trying to get her to do. She was actively resisting me on doing that. She refused to comply to my orders to sit down. So I made her sit down.
Okay, so you just now said she was actively resisting.
Passively resisting.
You would agree it's two different things, right? Active and passive.
Yes.
Okay. So let me back up. So you're saying when you grabbed her arm and she pulled away that she was resisting, right?
She pulled her arm back in an aggressive manner
What do you consider?
that would lead me to believe she was about to hit me.
Okay. So at that point, you decided to put her in handcuffs.
For her safety as well as mine.
So when you put her in handcuffs, did she resist or fight you in putting the cuffs on?
Yes, that's why I had to place her against the window.
Okay, so I want to be clear on this. I want to be clear on this. Are you saying that you attempted to put handcuffs on her before you put her up against the window?
I don't think you understand what I'm trying to say here. I'm not understanding what you're getting at here. I don't know how many more ways to describe what happened.
What I'm trying to figure out is, or at least what I understand, is that you put her up against the window, and after she was up on the window, then you put the handcuffs on her. Is that not correct?
Yes, I went to grab her. She pulled back. I placed her against the window and I put handcuffs on her then.
So at any point before putting her up against the window, did you try to put handcuffs on her?
No, we're talking a second or two. We're not talking a prolonged amount of time here.
Well, because you'd agree with me that a suspect or an individual that's resisting at one point could stop resisting at another point.
I agree with that. Yes, it could happen.
So what I'm trying to understand is, I guess from your perspective, what you tell me, you're saying that Spaulding was resisting the entire time?
Objection form.
Because you keep
I-
going back to the initial pull.
Objection form.
Yes.
Wait for an answer, wait for a question. Don't talk unless there's a question.
And I just want to clarify too, did you put in any written statement, in any written report, that you thought that Spaulding was passively or actively resisting?
No, I did not use those words.
Okay, did you tell Sergeant DuBois at any point that you thought Spaulding was actively or passively resisting?
No.
Okay, and just to clarify, you said you thought that Spaulding was passively resisting. Did you think at any point that she was actively resisting?
Again, like I've explained to you several times, that it's changed. So she started out, once I was able to detain her and get her in handcuffs, that's when I decided to sit her down.
Okay, but at any point in your interaction with Spaulding, did you think that she was actively resisting?
When I first grabbed her, yes.
Okay, and when you first grabbed her, that was when you came up behind her, right?
To prevent her from interfering with the other officers.
Okay. And that's the only time you thought that she would have been actively resisting? I want
You're asking me the same question over and over and over, just different ways. I don't know how many other ways to answer that question.
let me try and make it easier, okay? I understand your testimony is that she was passively resisting, right?
Objection form.
That's what you said.
At one
Objection form.
point.
And we've already determined that there is a difference between active and passive resistance.
Yes.
So what I'm trying to understand is you've told me about her, you thought that she was passive resistance, or she was passively resisting. What I'm trying to figure out is, other than the initial pull away, did you think that Spaulding was actively resisting?
When she was telling me, yes.
When?
When she refused to sit down.
Okay, so by Spaulding refusing to sit down, she was actively resisting.
Wouldn't you say that? If I'm telling you to sit down and you say no?
Okay, let me ask you this then. What's your understanding of passively resisting?
Just not wanting to do it.
And what's your understanding of actively resisting?
Physically, you're not wanting to do it. like physically.
And so your use of force, right? You're allowed to escalate your force in certain circumstances involving resistance, right?
Yes.
Okay. And are you aware of Clute PD's de-escalation policy?
I don't remember it word for word, but I know what that means.
Okay. What is your understanding of de-escalation?
Like in what scenario? I mean, that could be. It depends on what you're de-escalating.
Well, your position in this lawsuit was that your response to Spaulding was measured in ascending. You understand that?
No, I don't know what you mean.
Did you apologize to Spaulding after you took her out of the handcuffs?
I believe I did, yeah.
Why did you apologize?
I was just trying to calm her down.
Did you think that you did something wrong?
No.
When you were shown the videos by Sergeant Dubois, and you made the statement, "Why would I do all that if she's cuffed?" At that point, did you realize that you did something wrong?
No.
Okay, matter of fact, you went on to tell Sergeant Dubois that you had, quote, been through this before. What did that mean?
What did that mean?
Yes.
Talking about the lawsuit you brought up earlier.
Okay. Did you leave Brazoria County as a result of that lawsuit?
No.
So on April 6, 2022, you thought that you were a scapegoat and that you've been through this before.
I said that, yes.
Okay. And then shortly after, you submitted a resignation.
Is that a question or a statement?
Yes, you submitted a resignation? Correct?
Yes.
Were you, did you make that resignation voluntarily?
Yes.
Okay. Were you informed at all that if you did not resign, you would have been terminated?
No.
Did you understand what the impact of resigning would have on your F5?
It had no impact.
Okay. So did you have any discussions at all with the police chief about this incident?
No.
So you came to the decision yourself that because of, let me back up, did you resign because of the incident with Spaulding?
No.
Why did you resign?
That's a complicated question.
Well, explain it.
Okay. Over the years of me being in law enforcement, at this particular time, I was just done with it because of incidents like this.
Because of incidents like this, were you involved in other incidents like this?
I've already answered that question.
So you mentioned Brazoria County, that there was a lawsuit. Are you comparing the Brazoria County lawsuit and an incident similar to this?
I was in a civil lawsuit just like this, yes.
Okay, but at the time that you resigned, there was no lawsuit, was there?
With Brazoria County?
No, with Clute.
No.
When you resigned, there was no lawsuit.
No.
So what do you mean? You said you resigned because you were done with law enforcement.
Do you know what burned out means?
Yeah, so you were burned out.
Do you know what that means?
Of course I do.
Okay. That's pretty much what we're looking at.
So you were burned out.
I was tired of doing this.
Okay. So do you think that by being burned out, it impacted your judgment?
No.
Because later that night after you left the incident, you ended up getting into another incident with someone else, right?
I don't know what no, I have no idea what you're talking about. It's someone else.
Wasn't there an incident where you, who did you escort to the jail?
Was it be Gallegos?
Gallegos, G-A-L-L-E.
Yes.
G-O-S.
I transported her.
Transported her, and then in the holding cell, you, I guess, pushed her head up against the wall inside the holding cell.
There was a reason why I did that.
Okay, but this was, how close was this incident in time to your interaction with Spaulding?
It's all the same incident. I don't know, 15 minutes, maybe 20.
And were you feeling burnt out that night?
No, I was not feeling burnt out that night.
And so before your resignation, were you aware that Spaulding's complaint against you was the policy violations were sustained?
No.
When did you find out about that?
When I was being sued? Is that what you're asking me?
No, so you know she made a complaint.
Oh, yes, I did know that.
Okay, and so she made a complaint. There's the internal affairs investigation, right?
Yes.
And that's what spurred your interviews with Sergeant Dubois on April 1st and then on April 6th.
Yes.
And then on April 11th, Sergeant Dubois, I see his name, Dubois, that he sent a letter to Chief Finch on April 11th, which was that before or after you had resigned?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
Had you been notified of that Sergeant Dubois determines that Whitney Spaulding's complaints were sustained?
Objection form.
I don't know what that means.
How did you find out what the result of the internal affairs investigation was?
What the result was? I don't know what the result is.
Okay, no one ever provided you a copy of it?
No, sir.
So, on April 11, 2022, Sergeant Dubois determines that the violation alleged by Ms. Spaulding concerning Department Policy 2.1 Rules of Conduct,
Excuse me.
restrictions in behavior, use of force, officers shall use only the amount of force necessary to accomplish their police mission against Officer West is sustained. You know what that means?
Objection form.
Somewhat.
Okay. So, so you weren't aware of Sergeant Dubois' findings?
No, I don't know what the outcome of his internal investigation was.
Okay, because I guess
I had resigned prior to that.
Okay, so nothing else came of this?
No.
All right, so one of the causes of action that Spaulding is bringing against you concerns excessive force. Did the prior lawsuit involve allegation of excessive force?
Yes.
Okay. And so excessive force in this case, are you aware of the injury that Spaulding's sustained as a result of the leg sweep?
Objection form.
I know she was complaining of an injury, yes.
Okay, are you aware that your contact with her ruptured her ACL?
Objection form.
I don't know if that was the cause of it, no. I know that's what she's claiming.
Okay. But you don't think you bringing her to the ground had caused any injury?
I've answered that question just a minute ago.
Well, I'm asking.
You want me to answer the same question twice?
Yes.
No, I don't know if it did or not.
Okay, so you don't know.
No, I'm not a doctor. I don't know if what I did caused that injury.
Okay, and so the other aspect too is retaliation, that you used force against Ms. Spaulding as retaliation. Was she questioning your conduct
Section form.
Like, what
verbally?
what do you mean?
Verbally.
Was she cussing me out? Is that what you're
You go with
asking?
that, was she?
Yes.
Did it frustrate you?
I'm a person, yes. It frustrates you, yes.
Okay. And did she question whether or not what you were doing was right?
Yes, she did.
And did that frustrate you?
No.
Okay. But you were frustrated about name calling, but not her questioning what you were doing was right.
I'm a human being just like you. I don't like to be cussed out either. So yes, I did get a little frustrated about being cussed out. Does it affect my judgment? No. I did not retaliate on her for her cussing me out, if that's what you're insinuating.
Okay. So because you taking her to the ground was because she was resisting,
Yes, due to what I said in the report and
And
what
not
I've
be-
said a minute ago.
and not because of name calling,
No, it had nothing to do with that.
and not because you were burnt out.
No, it was not because I was burnt out.
And then also illegal entry into Spaulding's residence. You just testified earlier that you did go into her residence, right?
I stepped in the doorway, yes.
Okay. And you knew that there was no warrant,
Yes, I knew there was no warrant.
and you knew that there was no consent,
Correct.
but you still did it anyway.
I went into the apartment, yes, without her consent.
Do you feel bad for taking Spaulding to the ground?
No, not really.
If you could go back in time, would you do things differently?
Yes,
What would you do?
arrest her.
For what?
PI.
For public intoxication?
Correct.
Okay. Does your report mention anything about Spaulding being...
No.
Okay, and so even though Spaulding was in front of her door, you think that she was publicly intoxicated?
Yes.
Do you feel that way because she brought this lawsuit against you?
No.
Let's take I may be done, but I want to take a brief break. It's 2:06 p.m.
Okay.
We're resuming West's deposition at 2:16 p.m. on November 28, 2023. Officer West, let me just go back real quick to the excessive force cause of action. So, at the time that you had Spaulding in handcuffs and you took her to the ground, did you suspect her of committing a crime at that point?
Form.
No.
And did you think that she posed an immediate threat to your safety?
Yes.
How so?
Because she was being involved with what's going on.
Okay, so even at the point you had her in handcuffs, you still consider. So let me back up so I can clarify this. So the moment you had her in handcuffs, but before you putting her to the ground, did you consider Spaulding a threat to your safety?
When she was in handcuffs, is that what you're asking? When she
Yes.
was placed in handcuffs, was I afraid for her? Or afraid for my safety?
Yes.
No.
And at that same period, when she's in handcuffs, but before you take her down to the ground, did you consider her to actively resist you?
Yes.
Okay, not passively resist, but actively resist.
Yes.
Okay, and just so I understand your version of actively resisting, why do you think that Spaulding was actively resisting in that moment?
When she was refusing to sit down.
Okay, she was, okay, so let me talk about that. You said she was refusing to sit down. Did you ask her to sit down?
Yes.
Okay, did you consider it a request or an order?
No, it was an order. I told her to sit down.
Okay, but you can't recall how many times?
No.
Okay. Did you try to use, what did you do next to try to get her to sit down?
I don't understand what you're asking me.
Well, you said you asked her, you said you ordered her to sit down and she didn't do it, right?
Yes.
So what did you do next?
I made her sit down.
How did you make her sit down?
I swept her leg, like what we talked about.
Okay. And then she was not trying to evade you, was she, at that point?
No.
Okay. Now, so I don't think I saw anything in discovery about this, but currently right now, your attorney is being covered by insurance, right?
To conform.
I believe so. I don't know.
Okay, but you're not paying anything.
No, sir.
Okay. Did you receive any reservation of rights?
What does that mean?
Did you receive any communication from TML indicating the limits of their coverage?
TML is.
Well, let me ask.
I don't understand what you're asking
Sure,
me.
let me just make it simple for you. Did you receive any writing that told you that if there was a judgment entered against you, that they would not cover it?
That who would not cover? Like I would have to pay for it? Is that what you're asking me?
Yes.
In writing? No, I wasn't given nothing in writing where I wasn't on. I don't understand. I'm not real sure what you're trying to ask me.
Right. So insurance companies normally give something what's called a reservation of rights, which details, hey, look, we're going to cover your cost of defense, but
Okay.
in the event that there's a judgment, we reserve the right to not cover it.
Okay, I believe it.
To
Understand.
conform. Wait for you to ask a question before you answer it. Give an answer.
So did you receive any kind of document like that?
No.
Okay. So is it your understanding that if there was a judgment in this case against you, that you would have to pay it?
No.
Okay, what is your understanding then?
That I'm not gonna have to pay anything.
Okay,
The insurance will cover it.
okay,
I'm assuming.
but you didn't get anything in writing from an insurance company?
No.
Okay. And then this is going to be the last topic. Are you a member of Los Carnales?
Yes.
And Carnales is Carnales. What is that?
It's a motorcycle club.
Okay. Is it a law enforcement specific motorcycle club?
Yes.
Okay, and you're still a member of that?
Yes.
Okay, when you had this internal affairs investigation, did you talk to anybody at that motorcycle club about it?
About the internal investigation?
Yes.
I don't remember if I did or not.
Okay, did you talk to anybody with Los Carnales about the lawsuit?
Again, I don't remember if I did or not.
Okay, are you required to mention if you're being sued or if you're resigning from a law enforcement agency?
With the club?
Yes.
No.
Okay. And now around
I
this,
understand what you're saying now.
what's that?
No, I was talking to myself. I said, I understand what you were trying to ask me now.
About what?
What you just asked.
Okay, about Los Carnales. Okay. And then, oh, you're good. You got me off my train of thought there.
That's not what I meant to do.
Okay. And then, it must not have been important. I'll go ahead and pass. Thank you.
I reserve my question time of trial. Reserve my question.
The time is 2:23 p.m. We're off the record.